sophisticated, complicated, argumentative, mobilized, affluent, productive society now than it was then. And I think we have to bear that in mind because it'll feed into something I will kind of finish up with, which is the relationship between society and politics and so on. It is a profoundly changed society and economy and everything. So we have this crisis, you've heard about it. What immediately might happen? It's hard to see how the AK Party can lose any of the elections coming up. So therefore it seems to me what is interesting, or maybe not therefore, what is interesting though, is the relationship between President Gül and Prime Minister Erdogan. The only challenge on the assumption that the AK Party are going to win, certainly the local elections and possibly the elections after that, presidential and parliamentary, the only challenge to Erdogan really is going to come from Gül. And he's a very difficult guy to read. He's got a couple of opportunities coming up. One is, will he veto the internet bill and the judicial reform bill that will put higher judiciary under the justice minister? He seems to have shaped up on that second issue to say this is a constitutional, not a legal amendment issue. It has to be sorted out by political consensus, not by a majority vote in the parliament, which looks like he might be shaping up to veto it. If he does, this will be quite a dramatic challenge. Same goes for the internet law. Gül is making all the right noises. Right in the sense of, he looks like he understands the challenge to democracy that this legislation in draft form poses. Will he veto it? I don't know. But I think it's a really important issue how he behaves. I also think what's going to be interesting is how the local elections go. Will Gül, will the AK Party, will the Turkish electorate start to see Erdogan as much as an electoral liability or problem as an asset or advantage? If Gül sees a weakness in the AK Party's performance and can credibly blame that on Erdogan and Erdogan's behaviour, he might be encouraged to step forward and challenge Erdogan. This would mean, most people say, that he, Gül, becomes Prime Minister. Erdogan, if he really wishes it, can become President, but much more a figurehead President, not the kind of President that Erdogan would like to be. If Gül pulls that off, that he becomes Prime Minister and Erdogan becomes the President, but not under new presidential laws, that won't stop Gül's problem. Because Erdogan will behave like a presidential president, whether he has the constitutional powers or not. So Gül, if he challenges Erdogan, is probably in a fight for a long period of time. If he thinks about it, though, an Erdogan that has become a little bit discredited, is now a president without real powers, could easily start to look like a fool. He could look like someone who rants and raves but can't do anything. And Gül, with his sweet reasonableness, might actually win the day. So I think, as an immediate issue, the elections and Gül's behaviour, does he veto the legislation? What steps does he make? I think are really interesting issues. Medium term, obviously this gets ever more complicated and ever more speculative, but medium term, what has the AK Party's popularity been based on? Initially, certainly, but I think as